Hey, how's it going today? 7th of January, Sunday, and I thought it would be a good time as it might be every weekend. I'm taking a look at what kind of opportunities are available in the market, how we'd be looking to perhaps finance and how I could, or anybody can source finance and what the process can look like, and as well as what is actually up there. And so I'm doing it for, while I'm doing it, I'm going to be doing it either way, so I might as well share those opportunities with others, right? So that would be where to find finance. I have managed to find quite a few opportunities. So I thought I might as well share those opportunities with others for people who are interested. If anything, I think that for a very long time I didn't even knew that those opportunities are available up there. So if anything, I would like to bring more attention. If anything, some of those grants that I'll be sharing, there might be competitive process, right? There might be a panel, might be a lot of people out there, and potentially if I will be taking part and the other people will be taking part, we're gonna be competing, I guess, for a pool of money. I guess that's the process. But I don't mind a little bit of competition going. But before we do any of that, I thought I will touch on again. So there's things happening, right? This particular grant, I thought it's happening for not for the first time, so I thought I'll touch on it, and we can progress from there. So that would be within Devon, we're looking to support female founders. Not so we're profiling people again. From time to time, we tend to profile people based on. Let's touch on this grant and progress. What people are doing with my and perhaps your tax money, they can do whatever they want. At least that's how I feel about it. And it seems that they only interested not necessarily in fighting helicopters. In this particular case, they're interested in supporting females and to get, I guess, economy moving. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. So there's a lot of boxes, right? And people begin instead of treating and or giving equal opportunities to everyone. So in this particular case, we take a look at opportunities that are being given only to female founders, and they're looking to help 20 or female founders, which is great. I don't know. Perhaps it's something has to do with the cost, how much it will cost. Perhaps there's a lot of women within that particular area, and they're not necessarily doing anything. Perhaps that's this fund, right? And perhaps they decided that the more women should be doing something and taking part in the labor market or being more productive and everything, which is great. Well, so perhaps there would be some reasons that we can touch on, right? To give a balanced perspective, right? But overall, I personally believe that everyone should be treated equally. Again, once that been said, let's progress. If not, perhaps yourself, if you're not a female, right? There are different grants available where you can potentially source finance, right? So, but some regions they decide to profile people based on it can be many things, right? Based on your income, based on perhaps your skin color, based on your, in this particular case, gender, perhaps religion. Based on your religion, you might find a couple of those as well instead of perhaps treating everyone equally, right? So, and the same organizations later would send you a lot of documents to fill in how you're going to be treating your people that you would hire. And if not, they will perhaps send you to the additional training. Those same organizations would do that. But either way, let's keep all of that. So, if you yourself, if you're interested in setting up a company and operating as a business, there might be some incentives there. Where within this particular area, it seems that they're looking to support 20 females and starting up and setting up organization, which is great. The more people going up there and setting up companies and starting businesses is great. There might be I don't know if the money will exchange hands. By the way, they might be give 1,000 pounds, and that what 1,000 pounds would gonna have to be spent on training or something. I don't know. So there's different things. I would highly recommend to read all the documents, but I just want to touch on there are some opportunities available there. Let's progress. Myself is something I have covered this week. That would be how potentially my business would be able to access, or any business would be able to access some of the hardware that currently being built, as well as was built some time ago, and is gonna be built in the future, right? So that would be supercomputers, and the way how those supercomputers would function and everything. I don't even know if there's any incentives available. Perhaps there's a credit system or something I'll be trying to source as we go along. Perhaps I'll try to source it even today. But before I'm gonna do that, that would be computers. Now I'm looking for perhaps professional. So I would need a point of contact, right? So it's something that I'm gonna need to find some PhD, potentially with glasses and a white coat, a professional, right? And once I find that professional, I will need to find the finance for this person. I think there's about three organizations that would be able to offer finance. First one being the Royal Society. I'll touch on this in briefly. I won't gonna go too much in detail since I don't think anything's live right now. But there's an example of how you can potentially source finance, right? Again, most likely you would need to submit a project. It would be taking, or that project will be taken against a panel of judges, independent judges perhaps, and they would give a score based on what they believe there might be pre-agreed score, but either way. So there's competition there, right? So the best project might win finance, and there's an example of something that they would consider partnership grants, or perhaps there's a different name, something perhaps a trademark. There's the grants there, right? So that would be the first society that potentially can offer finance for point of contact, having access to how you will fund this person, right? So that's just one example. Uh, here is another organization again. So that would be computers and potentially professional there. The process itself might cost additionally. So having access to hardware, that's additional cost. Perhaps facilities additional cost. Now we are taking a look only perhaps cost of professional time working on the project, right? So how to source that finance? Perhaps there's another organization. This is called Royal Academy of Engineering. Most likely myself, perhaps there's more active people here. I don't know if they, because something I'm gonna be discussing with them if I would submit a project, right? I haven't done it yet, but if I were to submit a project, perhaps it would the way how I need to describe. I don't know. We're talking about who's gonna be reading it, right? People perhaps in their 50s or 60s, and we're talking about engineering. So perhaps if people would know what I'm talking about, then I'm talking about perhaps something high performance computers. So I hope that people understand, right? So I need to tone down all my language, explain it in a very simple way, right? But that's just an example of where you can reach out to it when it comes to sourcing finance, right? And there might be a third one, depending on the problem, what I'm looking to solve, right? There might be different councils. It's something that was established before a long time ago, right? So I'm just trying to understand the processes, perhaps cover that with others who are interested in solving them, perhaps have similar problems. Working in partnership would be great, right? That would be another council. So the council itself would be engineering and physics science research. And when it comes to sourcing finance, there might be a lot opportunities within this council. When it comes to persons, professional, perhaps the professional itself might be within the council. I don't know, but perhaps sourcing finance, finance might be there when it comes to sourcing it. Yeah. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more about your body, I have published a book, Project Fit Law. Within this book, I'm taking a look at the area of fitness and I think what would be important and taking a look at this area. And potentially the process can look like recovery, nutrition, and working out, three different areas that everyone would need to understand very well when entering fitness. Where to begin and how to progress, I have covered in immense detail within this book for people who are interested in learning more. I would highly recommend to purchase and use this tool. In particular, we're entering new year. What can be a better time of learning more and improving overall health? If it's something that you're interested in, there's going to be a QR code in the corner. Companies outside below. Something that I had the chance to find, right? So if I were to source finance for this point of contact, having access to computer, right? Computer, perhaps additional funds might be required, as well as I don't know how much this individual's time would cost. But finance is there, right? And this fund is take a look at four different areas, right? Would be a Bath, Bristol, Cardiff, and Exeter. Myself, my business is based in Bristol, right? Perhaps in different parts they look into the word woman more than man. So I don't know. And as well as based on what business activity you're planning of doing, perhaps setting up your company in different parts might be more optimal based on if you like to succeed or not. But either way, this fund is available and they are offering £20,000. I haven't read all the documents in the most detail, but what I'm saying is perhaps you can use some of that funds for early career research and or I will be coming into this as an industry, right? I'll not necessarily would be able to source finance for my own time, which would be very important, perhaps, at least administration fee. Once I have that, perhaps I don't know how many documents I would need to fill in and where I would need to find this professional, right? But that's potentially where the funds might come from, right? From some of those institutions, right? And I believe it's live currently as we speak. So if it's something that you yourself interested, you can take part and source finance from some of those institutions there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next one.